All right, so welcome in. I've hit the record button. So um, before I dive right in, welcome to weekly Wednesday Lunch and Learn. Um, this one is usually goes a little bit longer than the Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday one because I have a whole PowerPoint for you guys today. So does anybody have any questions or anything they want to share before I begin? Any wins for the week?
I'm in Wonderland now.
You're in Wonderland? What does that mean?
Uh, Under 200 pounds, so I'm in the 100s now.
Oh, I thought you said Wonderland.
I did, but I meant ONEDER. One.
Oh, got you. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's such a great milestone. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Congratulations there. All right. So we're going to go into we got a fitness series this last week, this week, and next week. Okay, so I will go ahead and get started. So yeah, last week was physical fitness. This week will be mental fitness, so it's a lot of mindset stuff. And then next week will be a spiritual fitness, and I will make that all make sense and how the spiritual fitness is absolutely connected to the physical fitness. So these will all make sense coming up. So today we got some shout outs and some welcomes. We'll talk about what is fitness, the stages of success, success principles, success formula, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end here. So let's see, I've got some shout outs here. Welcome in, welcome in. We've got a chat. Chris, oh, size 14 jeans. Congratulations to you, Chris. That's great. And actually, you're the first person on my shout out list now that I see your name here. So Chris, she's in a size 14 jean. Congratulations to you. But most importantly, she's been off soda for 28 days, and that's a really, really big deal. A lot of you guys, it's either coffee or soda, and that's the biggest.
Huge. I haven't been off of soda water since I don't know, grade school.
Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations. That's a big deal. And I know how addicting those are. Those are tough. So that's awesome. And that's why you're changing your sizes. Oh, Hillary's down 15, 16 pounds. And she says, congratulations to Chris. So that's awesome. All right. So we got Carol. Constipation is completely gone. She's multiple a day. She said this is not something that she has seen in a very, very, very long time. So congratulations to Carol. That's really cool. Crystal, same name as my daughter. My daughter's name is Crystal also. She's really, really happy with her weight loss. It took her 9 years and many other coaches, and this program is what got her there. So she's really, really excited about that. Mersada, I love this. She says, I'm no longer chained to poor craving choices. It felt like her addictions to bad choices in foods has been lifted. So she's doing very well. And then Karen said her face and her skin is so much better. Her digestive system is better than it's been in many years. Inflammation is gone. She's down 20 pounds. And she said she was a complete insomniac, and she's now sleeping. So Karen, congratulations to you. That's really very exciting. I'm excited about that. Oh, and then welcomes. We've got welcome to Darcy, Dawn, Sarah times two Sarahs. Michelle, Amelia, Krista, Renee, Christina, Jesse, and Stephanie. So welcome in everybody. All right. All right, so today we're going to be talking about mental fitness, hence the little brain pushing of the barbell. Hillary's shouting out, woohoo, agree. Lifelong food addictions seem to be gone. That is just so huge. And it's kind of cool, at least it was for me. It's like kind of all of a sudden, like it's happening, you don't realize. And all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, I don't really crave that anymore. I look at my food in a different way now. I feel a little bit differently about breads and sweets and pastas and things that I used to call my staples in life. So these are very huge achievements when you get past these different food cravings. So congratulations on that. All right, so last week we talked about physical fitness. This week we're going into some mindset strategy. So if you ever struggle from self-sabotage, or you get excited about starting something and then you kind of find yourself going back to your old ways, this is the week you want to join. And then next week I'm going to go into spiritual fitness. And I that's probably one of my favorite ones. And it's not going to be probably what you think. And it's certainly not a lesson on any kind of religion or anything like that. But I will tie that all together and make that make sense. And bring your guys' questions and thoughts on that next week as well, too. I'd love to hear your inputs on that. And then there's financial fitness. Well, I will not be talking to you guys about that. Those are the kinds of classes I take. So I'm on a learning curve in that area of my life. So today we will go ahead and dive right in. So I'm going to go over some of the success principles, and I'm going to start with Jack Canfield's 100% responsibility and taking responsibility. And in his book, The Success Principles, which I put a picture of on the side there. And the first one in the book, the very, very, very first principle that he talks about is taking responsibility and taking 100% responsibility. And I think that one's really important because the good news about it is it's very empowering. Now, I kind of talked about this, I think on Monday or Tuesday a little bit. And it's the reason we don't take responsibility. The reason if we're not taking responsibility, how do we know? Is if we're blaming, complaining, or making excuses. So if you're blaming something else, someone else, you're blaming the weather, you're blaming the economy, you're blaming the politicians, you're blaming your parents, you're blaming society or whatever the thing is. If we are blaming or complaining, that means we're not taking responsibility. And there's an absolute reason why we do that, and that is because it takes the weight off our own shoulders. It takes the responsibility off us. If it's somebody else's fault, then it's somebody else's fault. And then in a temporary position, that feels better. Oh, it's their fault, it's the weather's fault, it's somebody else's fault. Then it feels better and if things feel a little bit easier. However, it's very disempowering to give that kind of power over your own health and wellness to somebody or something else. So for example, is if your plan was to work out outside, was to go for a hike or go for a jog or go for a run or do your boot camp outside, or the park nearby has some workout equipment and it's snowing or it's raining. If we blame in the weather, and because it is snowing or raining, and we're giving the weather the power to have control over the self and wellness, then we're losing our own personal power. So as Jack Canfield talks about in his book, the first one, it's not the event, it's not the weather that's the problem. It's the response to that weather that is going to determine your outcome. So if my blaming of the weather makes me not go outside and not go to that workout and not go for that hike or not go to the park and work out at the park, then my outcome is going to be different. I'm probably not going to get any exercise, and my physical fitness outcome is not going to be the same. Whereas if my response to the bad weather is, well, how about if I turn even my phone, I can get YouTube on my phone and follow a workout in my own living room that's climate controlled and in getting a workout anyway. That is a different response. And as you can guess, my outcome is going to be very different. I was talking to a client a while back, and she said, well, you know, she grabbed a bag of chips because she had an emergency. She had to go check on her mother. Her mother wasn't answering the phone. So she had to, which her mom lives 2 hours away, and her mom wasn't answering the phone. So she had to get in the car and drive and go check on her mom. So she had to get the bag of chips because for the car ride, for the trip there, just to have something in her belly. But that was the response to the event of her mom not answering the phone. And then her outcome is going to be now she ate a bag of chips and she's probably off track a little bit. A different response might be in preparation. If you're doing the program and you set yourself up for such types of situations, you grab the apple, you grab the bag of nuts, you grab a protein bar, you have grab and go kind of snacks on the go. If you know your mom has that tendency, and in her case, her mom did. So there's different responses. Obviously, there's going to be a different outcome. So when we're blaming somebody else or complaining about something else, we're giving something or somebody else the power when really we can empower ourselves. And it's hard. It's my fault. It's my responsibility. Now I got to have prep snacks ready to go, or a backup plan for my exercise, or whatever the case may be. But that's going to be a different response, which is going to give me a different outcome. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so identity. All right, so identity, I'll just bring it up here. Any way that you finish the sentence, I am who you think you are, and is how you're basically going to show up to anything. If I identify as, or if I think I am a good employee or an average employee, guess what? Guess how I'm going to show up to my job? I'm going to be a good employee, or I'm going to do an average amount of work. It's satisfactory. It'll be satisfactory. But if I change that, if I want to raise my standards, if I want something different, if I want to raise, if I want to advance in the company, I want to do better for whatever reason, I've got to start identifying as something different. And it's who I think I am. And there is in module 2 in the course, there is a whole segment, a whole training on how to shifting your identity and writing down who it is that you think you are. And figuring all that out and giving those meanings to it. I highly recommend you do that writing exercise. Watching the video isn't going to do much. Doing the writing can be very helpful. And when you do that exercise, by the way, put in there some identities that you would like to adapt, someone who you would like to become, and then follow the instructions with that writing exercise. And showing yourself how you can create that identity. Tony Robbins says the strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent with who you think you are. And a little bit of an analogy would be, is if you take three different people and, excuse me, you take 3 different people and they're young kids. They're, 18 years old. Did someone have a question? No. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. So we've got 3 different people. They all come from different backgrounds. One of them comes from a background of kind of low income family. One comes from a medium to upper class family, income wise. And one comes from a very wealthy family. But what all 3 of these kids have in common is they all want to become a chef. So they all go to the same school, they all learn the same skills, they all learn the same recipes, they all learn the same tips and tricks on how to create some amazing types of food. But the way we are raised and who we think we are and what we think we're capable and the opportunities that we believe are a reality for us. And basically it's a belief system that has been instilled in us for a long time. You get all three of those people that graduate from this wonderful chef school. And likely, because somebody who comes from a poorer background, their opportunities have been a little bit limited. So that person's probably going to end up working at a restaurant, probably a chain restaurant, and working in learning or making an okay salary. The one from the upper class, their identity of who we are, like it's normal to make $200,000 a year. That's my standard. That's my thermostat. So it would be normal. So that person might take on jobs as a personal chef or something like that, where it would make for a higher income. The third person who grew up in a very wealthy family understands or believes, has a belief system that it's normal to make $1 million a year. And this is what they've been ingrained in their brain their whole life. And so they're going to be the one who opens up that restaurant and turns into a chain restaurant that's known all across the country that everybody's heard of. It's just that it's a deep ingrain of who you believe that you are. So the best way, obviously you're going to do the exercise in module 2 for identity, but one of the other ways, and so you don't have to maintain how you were raised. So if it's the poor family or the unhealthy family or whatever you believe, that's how we are. That's just who we are. We're all big bone. I used to believe I am Italian. That's my identity. And all of my aunts are very barrel shaped. So I just thought that's who we are. That's just how it goes. I'm supposed to have a big belly. And that was an identity I thought I had and that I thought I had to keep. So just who you thought you were growing up doesn't have to maintain that. You can raise that thermostat, so to speak, and you can raise your standard and you can level up. One of the best ways I know how to do that is at the end of the day, you write in your journal pages some ways that you are becoming a fit person. So if right now, if you don't believe like, I don't know that I could ever lose the weight or, just this is the way I am. This is the way I've always been. This is how my family is. These are just beliefs. But if at the end of the day, you can write down 3 things every day and go, okay, well, I made a good choice at breakfast. I made a good choice at lunch. And I went to the restaurant today. And when the waiter asked if I wanted a baked potato or French fries, I asked for vegetables as a substitute. And so I made a good choice at dinner. Those would be 3 proofs that you are becoming the person that you're trying to become. You are becoming a person who makes healthier choices. You are becoming a person who is living a healthy lifestyle. So it's a way to prove to your own self and your subconscious mind, because like Tony Robbins says, it's one of the strongest forces in the human, the strongest force in the human personality is the need to be consistent with who we believe that we are. So the trick is to get into the next segment of believing that we are becoming that healthy person. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so this one. All right, so 99% is hard and 100% is easy. Now, what the heck could that possibly mean? Well, basically, and the reason why I put casino chips here is because you got to go all in. You got your chips. You guys put your chips in. I know the program isn't cheap, but you've got to go all in. Put all of your chips in. I don't want you guys to try the program. I don't want you to try to do this process. Just do it. Go with all of your heart. Go with all of your soul. Make the full and complete decision to do the program. I would say try to get out of the chair that you're sitting in. You either do it or you don't do it. You're going to get up or you're not. So go all in and don't just try it, just do it. And every day you're just doing one. And after that, don't worry about the big giant goals. You're just going to take the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. And you might look up a little every once in a while. Am I getting closer? Yep. You got to track your food. You got to track your weight. You got to track your progress. You got to track your digestive, your sleep, your bowel movements, all those things. We're tracking them, but we're just going to do the next right thing. What's for lunch? What's for the snack? What's for the workout? What's for dinner? What's for the, what's the meal prep? When is the meal prep? The next right thing, the next right thing. But it is really important to fully commit to make the desired behaviors to be the reward of what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to live, you're identifying now as a healthier person, and you're proving that to yourself because you're noticing every night you have a few things to write down. You have at least 3, if not 4 or 5 things that you did today that shows that you are becoming a healthier person. So now making the behaviors the reward. And if you're tracking it like you did, shifting your identity, that is a reward in of itself. It's like, oh, look at, I did it. I did it again. I did it again. I made a right choice. And that's how we start to build momentum. Also, looking back at your old self, and it sounds kind of weird, but having kind of a superior, feeling a little superior to your old self. Like, I used to do that. I used to get the French fries. I used to sleep in on Saturday mornings. I used to just do fast food 3 times a week. That's the old me. And look at me now. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. So tracking yourself, tracking your progress, tracking your behaviors, and tracking like your good behaviors. Now, if we do a bad behavior, we're going to get back on track. I guess I'm going to talk about that next anyway, but we just want to track the good behaviors. So we're focused on the good stuff. We're going to fall off the track every once in a while. But if you focus on what you're doing right, your reward, that's a reward in of itself. But that superior self to the old you, the old me wouldn't have done it like this. The old me wouldn't have done it like that. But look at me go. I'm the new. And recognizing that, it's really a good way to get into that subconscious mind of who you think you are. So hopefully that helps. All right. So here it is. There's the justice I was talking about. So like I said, sometimes we go off track. And if you're just tracking the good choices and the good choices and the good choices, that's wonderful. But I don't know a single human, I haven't met one yet, that is 100% perfect. Something's going to go off somewhere. One day you'll sleep in, one day you'll forget to meal prep, or forget to bring your lunch to work, even if you made your lunch, but you ran off to work and you forgot to bring it. Like things are going to happen. Or you went to the party, or you went into the break room at work and somebody brought those donuts or those cookies or the whatevers. So you had the donut, or you had the cookie, or you had the whatever. You go ahead and punish yourself the one time. There you go. But the guilt that you feel, think of it as a compass, or think of it as a directional. Think of it as your subconscious or your higher self saying, hey, Tammy, you're off track. You ate the cookie, you ate the donut, you ate the whatever, you ate the thing. It's just a little tap on the shoulder. So instead of me over and over, oh my God, I ate the cookie, what have I done? I ruined the thing, I ate the cookie. And all day long, and I'm looping, and I've done this to myself. This is why I'm saying this. So I'm sure some of you might have a similar experience. And it's a little loop, it's a loop, it's a loop. But guess what? Repetition is the mother of mastery. So if I repeat how bad I was for eating that cookie, and I do it again and again, that is how I convince my subconscious mind I'm a bad girl for eating a cookie. And that's ridiculous. And I want you to live in the land of guilt. Use the guilt as a directional so it gets you back on track. That's all that is. That's all that guilt is for. And thank the guilt. Say, oh, thank you, Mr. Guilt, or thank you, Miss Guilt. and then get yourself back on track. Put that second cookie back down, or walk out of that break room, or whatever the case may be. And then get back on track. Don't use it as a, well, I screwed it up. And that's how we talk ourselves, right? Well, I screwed it up. I might as well finish this bag of cookies. I'll start again next Monday. That's not going to serve you. So use the guilt to put you back on the right track, in the right direction. All right. Next one is persistence. Again, there's going to be bad days. There are going to be bad days. There's going to be tough times. There's going to be days where hard, especially if we don't get enough sleep or something's happened at work. We're stressed out. We're tired. Some things just, we don't feel good. We're going to fall off. We're going to want to fall off a lot more. But even if we do fall off and we let that guilt turn us back to the right direction, just get back on the course. Don't just say, screw it, I'll start again Monday, and it's only Wednesday. We're not going to do that because there's a lot of days of screwing up. You'll go so far backwards. You don't want to do that. Just get right back on track. But staying persistent. Chris is saying, use the guilt as a steering wheel, not a gear. Yeah, we get stuck in that gear of using that guilt, and it's a loop. We get stuck in that guilt loop, and oh, I'm so terrible, I'm so terrible, I'm so terrible. But again, it's just a way that now you're programming your subconscious mind in the wrong direction. So careful what you repeat to yourself over and over again. What you say matters. Your words matter, whether it's internal or internal. You are listening. Careful what you say because you are listening. Good one, Chris. Thank you for that. So, yeah, so don't accept defeat. Okay, we ate the cookie. And, you know, cookies, a metaphor. Fill in the blank, whatever that thing is. That cookie is my kryptonite. I have a rough time giving those things up. So I just don't keep them in my house. That's my response to that particular event. All right, so I thought this would be a good time to go over the cycles of success. Let's see, all of the information in the world won't do you any good if you're in your own way. That's exactly right. So here's the thing. Here's the typical cycle of success. So step one, and this is probably everybody on this call, we have some uninformed optimism. You guys signed up for this class. You signed up for this program. You are excited. You don't know what you're in for. You don't know what it's about. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're supposed to eat yet. You don't know anything about the supplements yet. You probably didn't even know about the cleanse yet, maybe. So it's kind of an uninformed optimism. You're just, I'm going to do this and my life is going to be so much better. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to have the energy for my kids, my grandkids, my life, off the medications, feeling more confident, feeling more sexy, just feeling amazing. That's step number one. Then we start the program. You're like, oh, geez, what am I supposed to eat? This is kind of hard. This is a little harder than I thought. So wait a minute, I have to exercise. Wait, what am I supposed to eat? Oh, I'm not supposed to have nuts. Oh, wait, nuts don't come back after 30 days. You know, now we're learning about what we're supposed to be doing, but it's not so much fun because it's not in your comfort zone yet. That's why it's just not comfortable yet. And yet is the key word. So now we're step two, we're feeling a little bit stuck or confused or lost or overwhelmed. I have a lot of people in the overwhelmed department lately. So hope that person or those people are listening. So step two is the informed pessimism. We're feeling a little bit not so excited about this. You know, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to eliminate this. I can't have that. All right. So we're feeling step two, a little bit stuck. Well, then step three, we work our way down. Now it's like, oh, and if we spiral in that loop, like I said, we get in that loop. Oh, I ate the cookie, I ate the cookie, I ate the cookie. We get into the valley of despair. Now, the problem with the valley of despair is not everybody gets out. Not everybody gets out. Some people, this is where people drop out. And this, I'm not talking about this program. I'm talking about anything we've ever tried to do. You know, sometimes we start a project and, oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. So the valley of despair. So what happens is we drop out. The problem with dropping out is a couple days or a week or it's a little period of time goes by and you're like, dang, I really wanted that result again. I really wanted that result. I really wanted to get off my meds. I really don't want to be a diabetic. I really want to lose the weight. Whatever the thing is, why you signed up. So guess what? They'll drop out. They'll find another program. They'll sign up. They're very excited. They don't know what it is. And they go into this vicious cycle. Excited, stuck, valley of despair, quit, start another one. Excited, stuck, valley of despair, quit. So if we can stay persistent, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it sucks in the moment, hang in there, and then you can get out of the valley of despair and you have a breakthrough. So for example, and this is very common, guys, so please use your coaching calls with me as much as you can. So if you can get through and just hang in there, book a call with your coach. I can't stress that enough. A lot of you guys do not use them. So use them. But what's going to happen? You get on that coaching call with me and I'm going to go, yeah. And you're going to go, I feel stuck. This isn't what I thought, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to say, you know what? Look, you started over here. You were 200 pounds or you were 250. And now you're 20 pounds less than you are. You've shown me each week that your sleep is getting better. You've shown me each week that your bowel movements are getting better. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's true. My digestive system is a lot better now that you mention it. Oh, and it's all of a sudden, it's an epiphany like, I actually am getting better. 20 pounds is pretty good. I feel pretty good. I lost, and I was expecting to lose 40 by now. But yeah, 20 pounds isn't bad. So it's all of a sudden that step 4. Now we're informed a little bit more so, but now we're getting a little bit more optimistic about it. So the informed optimism is a better place to be. So you got to get out of that valley of despair. And if you're there, please book with me. If you need an extra call, please just book one. There'll be our little secret between me and you. I'll just give you an extra one. I want you to get out of that valley of despair. So please book that. And then if you can get to the breakthrough part, you're definitely going to get to the success realized part. And then you can just shift up your goals. Like, all right, I lost every pound that I decided I wanted to do. Now I'm going to set a different goal. Now I'm going to set a goal to hike XYZ mountain or do I don't know, some kind of, I've learned to play pickleball or whatever. Set a new goals, a new physical fitness goal, or any kind of goal that's going to help you continue to move forward in your journey of living a healthy lifestyle, whatever that looks like for you. And so just know that this is the normal cycle. So don't let yourself be the one that falls out. Reach out to your coach, get your breakthrough strategy session, and then you will see the success that's going to be yours. It will be yours if you just don't give up. Persistence. Stay persistent. All right. So also, I'm just going to go over this. Oh, I got a few minutes here. So yeah, so we've got the success formula. That's also in module 2. This is a really important piece that helps you get through some of these pieces. So you've got to decide what you want. So you guys decided that you want some kind of a newer, better, improved version of your personal health and wellness and fitness. That's what you guys decided on some level, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to this live or as a recording. You wouldn't even have joined this group. You just wouldn't be here. So that's great. You decide what you want. And here's where the 100% goes in. You got to push your chips in and go all in. As they say, burn the bridges, burn the ships, burn the ships where the guys, the battleships, they come over, they're going to attack these guys on this island. Rather than giving themselves an opportunity to quit and get back on the boat and leave, they burn the ships because it means they got to take over or die. take over or die. So in other words, 100% go all in, decide, and then go all in with your efforts. You've got to decide in your heart and soul, not just in your mind. You have to have mind and heart coherence, or you're out of alignment, and it'll have a harder time having success. Then you've got to visualize it. The power of visualization is huge. The power of visualization is huge. There was a group, and I'm pretty sure Jack Canfield, the guy who wrote the Success Principles, he's also the guy who has Chicken Soup for the Soul series. My mom's been in 2 of his books, by the way. Two of his books. So that's pretty cool. But he was talking about the power of visualization, talking about some athletes, and I'm 99% sure it was a basketball team. So they had a couple of teams, 2 teams, and they decided to have one team practice physically, get out there on the court and practice, their shots, practice all the stuff, practice their plays for an hour a day, every day for a week. He had group number 2 do exactly the same thing, but they're not physically on the court and they're not physically touching a ball. They're physically in their mind, dribbling the ball, practicing the different, plays that they have, their secret plays that they have planned, and practicing, visualizing, shooting that ball and the ball going into the hoop. And then they had those teams play together, and the team that did the visualization practice did as well as the team that physically practiced. And I know as a dancer, when I am learning a new dance and I visualize the steps versus actually standing up and doing that dance, I'm practicing in my mind. It works just as well as if I get up and I do that actual dance. So seeing it in your eye is very, very, very powerful. You've also got to give it some feelings. This is the magnet. This is what draws the results to you. If you feel the feelings of what it feels like to get the success you're looking for, what does it feel like to zip up your favorite jeans or buy clothes off the rack, or wear those clothes that you really want to wear, or get off those medicines, or play with your kids or grandkids and have the energy to do it? The subconscious mind does not know real from imagined. So and the way to get your subconscious mind's attention, so to speak, is through emotion. So the stronger your emotion that you can bring to the imagination, that is seeing yourself having the result that you want and adding that feeling to it, your subconscious mind does not know real from imagined. So now it's very egoic. So it wants to go and make it true and right. So what you're doing is training your subconscious mind to look and see and find new ways to make that true. So it sets up your reticular activating system, which is a part of your brain that sees things. So it changes the filter of what you allow in your brain and what you see. Like if I drive down the street, you're going to see different things than I see, because my reticular activating system has deemed certain things important. So my eyeballs will catch this. My eyeballs will catch a cowboy boot store. Whereas if you guys don't like cute little cowboy boots, that might not ever catch your mind or your vision. Even though we just drove by that big giant boot warehouse, you didn't see it because it's not important to you. And I didn't see that whatever thing that you think is important to you, like a sporting, sports. I'm not into sports other than, dancing, but something that's important to you, you're going to see it. So the more you're seeing it, feeling it, you're training your subconscious mind to see those things, which makes the believing it part easier. You will begin to believe it the more you imagine it, because like I said, the subconscious mind doesn't know real from imagined. If you see it enough times and you feel how good it feels, the belief will automatically be there. And that goes back to your identity. Who you believe you are is how you show up to pretty much anything. If I believe I'm the big bone girl, if I believe I'm the Italian who's supposed to be overweight, that's how I'm going to show up. And that's how I'm going to choose my foods. So what you believe is very, very powerful. We have limiting beliefs and we have empowering beliefs. But by practicing your success formula where you see it and feel it over and over and over again, repeat, 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 your belief system, well, now this is who I am. I am becoming, you're becoming superior to your old self, who used to be that girl, but now she's this new version of this girl. And then obviously we got to take an action. So as I see, like if I see that boot barn, if I see that cowboy boot stop, the action, if I want the new boots, I got to pull in that store and go in and see what they got on sale, see if they got my size, see what their prices are, see if they got something I'd like to, that I don't already have. So taking an action, and now you guys are, embarked on this program, getting healthy and getting well and getting fit and all those things. And your subconscious mind shows you, it starts to show you recipes online that I never would have noticed that before. Well, now the action you're going to take, print it out, try it, see if it works, see if that's a good recipe or not. You're going to see fitness clothes on sale, whatever, buy the clothes. You're going to see, oh, look, there's a Pilates studio opening right next door to my grocery store. Take an action and go in and see, do you guys offer a free trial? See what it is. Take a little action. Doesn't mean you have to join, but take the action, take the action, take the action. And it's the little teeny, tiny actions that matter far more than any kind of massive action. It's the little actions that matter. It's what you do consistently that matters. We don't get skinny eating a salad one day. We don't get fat eating a pizza one day. It's what we do on bits and pieces, the little teeny tiny things. Showing up to these classes where you're learning these tips and tricks. Each time we're getting more good stuff in our head. What you feed your mind is as important as what you feed your body. So to recap, taking responsibility, taking the blame for yourself, it's hard to do at first because then it is my fault. But guess what? It's empowering because now I'm in control of my own destiny. I didn't give it to the weather. I didn't give it to the hostess of the party who made those yummy, cheesy, melty things. I didn't give it to the coworker who brought the donuts. If I take the 100% responsibility, it's very, very empowering. Creating a new identity for yourself, raising your standards of being becoming the new girl that you want to be, the new guy that you want to be, going all in, 100%. Go in with every fiber of your soul. If you do fall off, give yourself some grace, give yourself some, a little bit of grace. It's just as Chris said, it was a steering wheel, not a gear. I love that. That was really cool. So it's a steering wheel. So it's just telling you you're off course, change your course and get right back. And then lastly, of course, you don't accept defeat. Keep going. You ate the cookie. You can't uneat it. Get back on track. Keep going. Do not let that valley of despair take you out. Because if we start looping in that, it will. I've seen it happen. So just keep going. Make your appointment with me. And then of the success formula, decide what you want it to be. Visualize it with feeling. It creates a new belief system, an empowering belief. Take the actions, teeny tiny little actions, and you will see the results that you're looking for. All right, so that being said, does anybody have any questions? Oh, someone said amen. Thank you, Hillary. You should save that one for next week. We'll save some amens next week. It's not going to be what you think next week, but maybe it will. Does anybody have any other questions? It doesn't have to be related to this.
Oops, any highlights from the last couple days?
You like the last couple days, what?
No, I haven't. I've missed them because your time changed.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it puts it
No, my
into-
time did not change. You all changed y'all's time.
No, you changed. I know, I get it.
I didn't do it.
changing the, yeah,
It
it just,
screws up every time. I
it's,
can't wait till it goes.
so, anyway, I just didn't know if there were highlights from the past 2 days that would help augment unless,
Well, yesterday I talked about procrastination and fears, and I didn't
Oh.
even touch on that today. So if you can go back and watch yesterday's, it's going to be a completely different version of what you saw today. And I
Okay,
talked for a while, so that one, I wouldn't have time to repeat all that, but
gotcha. That's a good one.
that- yeah, and I did I had metaphor story to talk about, to show what happens when we get paralyzed with fear. And there's so many different kinds of fears, why we stop, a fear of the unknown, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of, expense, all of that stuff. So
And identifying those is not simple because those are usually in the subconscious. They're usually in the, the beneath the water of the iceberg. They're usually in the 96%. They have everything to do with how we make our decisions, but
100% right.
get to them, is
And the
quite
only
hard.
way to shift that, because it's hard, like those are deep rooted. And like I said earlier, like comparing the poorer family versus the middle versus the wealthier family, the kids all took the same course, but their mindset is different because it's normal to make $1 million a year to the richer people, or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's normal to make 50K a year to lesser. It's just that's how we've all done it. That's our normal. So it's limiting for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
actually
mean
the work I do is to bring people into that place because you don't know why you're chained. You don't know why you're entangled. You don't know why you trip up every time you're trying to have a conversation with this one person, or you stumble on a particular subject in your marriage, or you can't get past an addiction or a shortcoming, a limiting belief, Yeah. It's huge.
That's so cool. That's so cool that you do that.
It is. So it's miraculous, I think.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
this is Rhonda. I just wanted to say that something that might help everyone. I've stumbled across on Facebook like last week, Jim Fortin, it's Fortin, and he has a free app that you can download. And he just did this live Be, Do, Have series, and it's all about breaking your subconscious belief system that you grew up with and that's got you trapped where you are. And it's about releasing those entrapments so that you can break free and you can be the person that you want to be and have what you want to have and do what you want to do. But he's written books, he has podcasts, but I didn't know any of that until, like I said, I just found, but he was live for 3 days and all the recordings are available on the app for free. And
What's
it's
his name?
it's Jim, Fortin.
Fortin. Fortin.
And the app is called like the Fortin is the app, if you look it up, or it might even be his first name too, I'm not sure. But and it's all free, like right now. Of course they want to coach you and they want you to spend money, but everything's free and it's so valuable. Like it was really great things that I learned. And I purchased a book for like $5, I think, like an ebook or something too. But it has free also self-hypnosis, like that you can listen to at night or in the morning to try to get your subconscious mind like out of those places. So it's just very valuable, I think, for everyone for right now to
That
listen
is
to.
so cool. Thank you for that.
No
And
problem.
hypnosis, like the success formula, is kind of a form of self-hypnosis in a way. You're creating that visual over and over and over again. You're seeing it, you're feeling it. That is itself, it's a form of hypnosis. But all of these things, and she's right, it's be, do, have. Who are you being? What are you doing? Then your habit. It's not do and then become, it's become and then do and then you see the result. That's great. I'm definitely going to look that up. I love that sort of stuff. And if it's worth it, pay the fee.
Yeah,
We
he's
got
like into
support
the
each other, keep that
NLP,
money
the
flowing.
neuro-linguistic programming. So it's really good. It's very valuable.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you for that share. I appreciate that.
Yep.
So Jim Fortin, Fortin, the Fortin
Yes.
app. or Jim Fortin
Well,
app?
it's actually, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Jim Fortin Community is what I found in the App Store.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rhonda.
Uh-huh.
Great share, thank you. All right, anybody else? Going once? Going twice?
Just quick question, sorry.
You, that was fun.
I
5, 4,
don't know.
2, nope, you're
Okay.
out.
I know. So one thing that happened when I got that flu and I got like knocked so far off what was happening. I mean, I didn't, my calories actually went way down. We just finished our second lemonade cleanse and a- after like a month delay. And so anyway, I've never gotten back on the full supplemental regimen completely in that same prescribed way that I was doing it. So I'd love to know like what's vital about, what's essential to make sure that I take before or after. And
So I'm not clear. So you're not taking all the supplements?
so I take them here and there. I just got once I got knocked off that rhythm.
So what is something that you do every morning, right around breakfast time?
Well, if I'm like today, I took my before breakfast and then I took the after breakfast after lunch. And then so it's kind of like that. It's like, I had everything all kind of, I filled
Do
everything
you
yesterday.
work at a desk or what's your
Yeah,
situation?
yeah, but what I wanted to know, I guess what motivates me is understanding why. So what I wanted to know from you is what is it, what's vital, what is it I want to make sure that I'm taking before and after, or why is I kind of lost, I have
I'm not
to,
sure. You want to know, I'm still kind of lost. You want to know why you're taking the pills or
sorry,
why
everyone.
you are in your own personal resistance of actually taking the
So
pills?
why am I taking them so that I can understand? I mean, I knew in the whole, first part until I got that flu, like I was totally on that rhythm. And I understood. I understood why the fiber, I understood why the appetite suppressant, I understood why that. But now that I'm like really regular in my elimination, I'm not craving other things. I want to know like what is super important that I take and why. And then I can
So
say
the
like,
appetite appeaser is a fat burner. The
oh,
body, yeah, it's also a
geez,
fat burner. Yeah.
that's a big why
There's
for me.
incentive right there. The body purifier and the intestinal cleanser are exactly what their names imply. So you're
Okay.
still in the first 3 months, we're getting the gut and the liver and everything, hormones and everything regulated. So we're still in that process, especially since you got sick, and everything went, like you said, off track. So you're clearing out parasites, we're clearing out toxins, we're pulling the toxins from the body, and the probiotics are putting the good bacteria in the gut. So we're trying to kill the bad stuff, put the good stuff in. The multivitamin is just that. And the vitamin D is very related to weight management, to sleep, to your immune system. If sleep is an issue, I would take both my vitamin Ds in the morning and then skip the dinner one, whatever. If you're having issues with sleep, what did I forget? What else is there?
I mean, enzymes.
Digestive enzyme, that's what helps you break down your food and absorb the vitamins and minerals that your food has. So you want to eat a digestive enzyme every time you eat food, and you want to eat the digestive enzyme first, and think of it as a catcher's mitt to catch the food, and now it's going to eat the food up and digest it and absorb it far more efficiently. A lot of people, especially they come to this program, their digestive system is jacked. They're not absorbing, but half, if only a fraction of their vitamins and their minerals and their nutrients. And that's why we don't feel good. We don't have any energy because we're not absorbing. All of these receptors are blocked. So we want to get those body purifiers and, the intestinal cleanser to open up those receptors, able to receive the vitamins and the nutrients.
Okay, this was so important that I asked this embarrassing question. So I'm sorry, everyone, I took this time, but I'm not sorry because I actually just needed everything you said so that
Oh.
I could reconnect to why I'm not I've never liked doing the same thing for a long time. I mean, I know why I need to take care of my teeth, right? I know why I stuff like that. So that keeps me going. Once I looked at all those bottles to try to get back on that, I was just like, do I actually need these things? So I super appreciate you just doing that for me.
Well, I'm glad I was able to understand what you were asking me. So I'm
You
like,
know, it's like
because
what are
there's the
you?
resistance, which is yesterday's talk. So if it's the resistance, like, why am I know the right answer is right in front of me, but I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. We get in that nope. And it's like fear of failure, fear of success, all of the fears that go, nope, I have all these vitamins right in front of me, but I refuse to take them. And you kind of turn your back,
Well, I
So
was
that's a
kind
different
of there,
question.
but I knew what made the difference for me was if I can just have a vision for what I'm doing, if I can connect to that, and that's what
Yeah.
you just did. And I
Oh,
needed that.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You are welcome, of course. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for your questions, your input, your the apps. That's really cool. Be Do Have. I love that. That's really cool. Go back if you can, watch and do the identity exercise, and then practice your nightly journaling so that you are really training that subconscious mind to, become the newer version of your cool self.
Amen. I was just actually taking people through an exercise in a school group I run. Like what if we saw ourselves the way God sees us? What would that look like? And what's in the way? And that kind of, walking through that process. So that's really awesome you're doing.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all next time.
Peace.